So we're talking about customers, where are they and how to get more of them. The interesting thing is customers have not really gone. They might be hanging out somewhere differently, but there's still plenty of customers out there, and there's still plenty of money being spent. And in fact, if you look at the amount of money that's physically being printed in Australia and across the world, there's plenty of money to be spent. So let's explore 3 key items. Let me have a look at the time. We are bang on 1 o'clock, so let's get going. For those of you who jump in a little bit later, as I said, there will be a recording sent to you by email. The wonderful Grace will publish this for me as soon as this webinar tutorial is done. She'll publish it, she'll make it available to me, and an email will come out to everyone who's registered for this webinar. Now, if any of you are from the Finance Brokers Association of Australia, which I know a number of you may be, I will also send you an email with, for those of you who attend, not those who just registered, for those who attend will receive the code that you need to claim your CPD points. So we have a great alliance with Peter White and the FBAA, as well as the Small Business Association of Australia. So for those of you who have not heard of the Small Business Association of Australia, go check them out. They're based here in Queensland. They are massive advocates for small business, and we work closely with them to ensure that small business succeed across the country, and they have some wonderful opportunities to get businesses to overseas and to collaborate with one another, which is what business is all about, right? So let's dive in. Enough preamble here. So, sorry, just going to move a couple of things. Waiting on some new glasses, so I might be squinting a little bit. But anyway, we will get there. So who am I? I'm Jo Brooks. I am the co-owner of Navigate Biz with the wonderful Nick Barnstall. Nick and I met each other probably about 10 years ago when we were building our respective businesses. And as we exited those 2 businesses back in 2017, we decided that we would create Navigate Biz because Nick has a significant business experience from the age of 16, was one of the first businesses he started. I was a bit of a late bloomer at 38. But between us, we've been in business 50 years. Between us, we've been exposed to over 40 industries. For me personally, registered training organisations, facilitation, education, construction, accounting, finance, IT, marketing, real estate, recruitment, and the list goes on. And Nick has an equally diverse but very different. He has finance as well because he has his own finance facility. Mining, cryptocurrency, green energy, green batteries, fashion, education here at Navigate, and many, many more. And so we decided that we would share our collective experience with small business owners around the world. So, we want to put a dent in the business failure rates of small business. And I don't really care whether you call it, it's a 50%, a 60, a 95%, depending on who you speak to. There's some very significant percentages here, and they're just not acceptable. And so we decided we would form Navigate Biz. So therefore, I've been in business over 14 businesses over the last 20 years. I've built a business from 0 to 30 million in 18 months. I'm an author and a co-author of books. We work with industry partners, SBAA and FBAA. I love speaking. I love doing these tutorials. I speak with industry bodies, I speak with networking groups, and our passion here at Navigate Biz is mentoring and coaching, which I've been doing for a long period of time. So that's who I am. Enough about me. Let's get into the content, which is important. The agenda, 3 key items, because this is a 30-minute tutorial, so I'm going to keep an eye on the clock just to make sure I don't keep you any longer than I need to. But as I said before, happy to hang around and answer any questions. So we are going to explore who are your customers, where are they, and how to get their attention, because that's what this webinar is all about. Customers, where are they, who are they, and how to get more of them. So we really need to explore these 3 key areas. So this is high level. Will it give you everything you need to know about lead generation, etc.? No, because I only have 30 minutes. Biz Bootcamp will answer that. Sales Mastery will answer that. Sorry, I just spotted someone use the Q&A. Any chances? Olga, absolutely. Sorry, you missed that message. All recording will be sent out probably tomorrow to everybody. Disappointing that you have to duck off before we've even got to start. So anyway, thank you for reaching out. Sorry, I just spotted that. You've asked an cool. Okay, excellent, wonderful. Sorry about that, everyone. So that's what we're going to explore today. Excuse me. So the first thing that we want to talk about is you need to know who your customers are. There is absolutely no point in trying to find them on social media, through networks, through any of these, whatever avenues you use to connect with your customers if you don't know who they are. So I often have been heard using this phrase: can you pick them out in a crowd if they were walking down the street? If they were in a crowd of people, would you be able to pick who they are by just looking at them? And that's how much detail you need to get of your customers. So what do they look like? Are they male or female? Age, income? What are they feeling now because they're not using your services? Are they feeling frustrated, scared, worried, in pain, concerned? How do they earn their income? Are they self-employed? Are they employed? Are they unemployed? Are they casual, part-time, full-time? Can you put a face to them and give them a name? The interesting thing about your avatars, your personas, your customer profiles, whatever you would like to call them. And we've got a bunch of tools we make available throughout our program: Sales Mastery, Biz Bootcamp, Business Planning Basics, all of those. A lot of them, we often talk about customers and identifying who they are. So we have these great documents that actually get you to answer all these questions. And if you're a startup, you may not know those questions yet, but I will speak briefly about that. Let's divert this very slightly. If you are a startup company, one of the very important things you need to do is, you might have a great idea, but you really need to do the research and back it up with data. So if you are a brand new business and you could say to me, Joanne, I actually don't know. Well, I actually call BS on that. And we are known for our calling it when we see it. If you are going to start a business and you don't know who your customer is, you have not done enough research. You have not gone to market to ask, if I had this product and it looked like this and it was this price and it was delivered like that, Miss, Mrs., Mr., whoever your prospect is, would you buy it? Start gathering the information, start talking to people, create posts, create polls, go out to social media, ask them. If you're an existing customer, existing business, I should say, beg your pardon, you should have Google Analytics. You should have all the metrics from the marketing activities you're doing already. If you're an existing business, you have existing customers. So potentially, hey, Nick, nice to see you. Good to see you here. Nick Barnsley's joined us. He'll answer all the questions as they pop up. So it's good that he's here. I can now take my eye off the chat and not get distracted. That's terrific. So one of the things that you need to be really aware of is, if you've got existing customers, pick up the phone and talk to them. Like I make an effort of talking to one of our customers at least once a day. It's great to connect, see how they're going, how's their business going, what can we do to improve, how can we assist? But I'm often asking them, how did you find us? What were you looking for? What was the thing about Navigate Biz, about Nick, about Joanne, myself, the product, the service, the journey? What about that got you to the point that you went, I'm going to buy it? Because that's really important data, and that could be data that's specific to your persona, to your customer. If you don't know who those people are, there is no way you can market them. Well, actually, I'll take that back. You can try, but what you will find is lots of time and effort. And if you're just doing a scattergun, a broad approach to your marketing without really defining who your customer is, if you find out that your customer is a female between 35 and 45, she has this particular issue within her life, and you can resolve that, but your marketing is going to guys and girls from 18 to 65, and it's across Australia, and you found out that the ladies who are your target audience are in capital cities, can you see that your spend will be more than it needs to be? Your efforts will be more than it needs to be. And there's a very good chance that you become just white noise that people ignore, because they won't find you. It's not specific enough. You really need to target who you are talking to. A huge believer in, and I literally put the words here, put a face to them. We have created 100 images of potential avatars for all our customers. So when they use the avatar or profile documents to really get into the details of who your customers are, put a face to them, go and look to them. Or if you don't like ours, go and Google this particular person, put a face to it. You know why? Because it makes them human. The thing about securing customers is they need to know that you're human and that you're a real person, and that you have highs and lows, and you have challenges, you have passion, and you have a product and service that may resolve their issues. And they want to see you and you want to see them. So even if it's not really Bob Jones who's your customer, put their image in there, because they become a person. They don't become a thing, a number. Super important piece. And I've gone on about this at a fairly lengthy pace and just looking at the time, but it's so important that you know who your customer is. Absolutely important. So the next piece is, if you know who they are, where are they hanging out? What platforms do your customers use? What time of day, what day of the week, how often, and why are they on the different platforms? And of course, there's Facebook and Twitter and TikTok and Pinterest and LinkedIn and YouTube and Google, and they're everywhere. So gather that data. Where are they hanging out? Because there's a very good chance that if they're on one platform as against another, they may be searching different things. So my next question to you is, what platforms is your business on? Do you know what? Your customer does not care if you do not like Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or whichever one it is. And so you choose not to have a business presence there. That is a really dumb move. If you have worked out through your efforts of talking to your prospects, talking to your customers, or just simply looking at your analytics of your social activity, and you see they are on Facebook and Instagram and occasionally on LinkedIn, you need to be on all three. If they are on TikTok, you need to go there. I know when TikTok came out and Grace was talking to us about it, I really I still don't quite get the TikTok thing. But we've got an audience at TikTok that we need to speak to. So off we went. We went and worked out, research, what do we need to do? How do we do it? What's the best way of doing it? What's the best time? So, one of the super important things is, as it says here, if you can work out when your customer is there, what time of day, and what frequency, hey, guess what? Your marketing activities needs to align with that. Your activities need to be completely aligned of what platform, what day, what time of day, what day of week, and how often they're there. That's what you need to do so that you can connect. Are you getting the drift here? We've identified the customers. We know where and when they are there. So my marketing activity is going to speak to that person, their pain point, and precisely on that platform. Super important. So next piece about your customer, do you actually understand their pain point? Now, I'd like to think that you do, because you are a business that has had an idea, created a product. And I know for us at Navigate Biz, we know the pain point of small business owners is the challenges of growing, being profitable, being nervous of growing, being nervous of putting on staff, not quite understanding the metrics of their business. And so we understand that pain point. We know what they're looking for. Do you, even if you're a cafe operator, do you know that that person that might be your customer is the person who's looking for a particular coffee, an ambience, ease of access, price point, parking, close to other shops, the opportunity to buy takeaway or sit down for a nice meal? All these things, you might think they're fairly high level and not of great importance, but my goodness, again, when you know the customer, you know where they're hanging out, and you absolutely are really clear about what they're searching for on Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, you can speak directly to that pain point. And as I said earlier, they may be looking on different platforms for different purposes, different pain points. So one of the things I want you to think about, and this is in our avatar document that we use, one of the tools that we use, we want you to think about, because often business is so connected to feelings and emotions. Doesn't matter what you're selling. Finance, cafe, coffee, education like Navigate, water bottles, iPhones, whatever. What are your prospects feeling when they are searching for the answer to their problem, that they haven't got a solution yet? What are they feeling? Are they anxious? Are they excited? New car, want to buy a new car, not sure which one to buy. This is exciting, but a little bit overwhelmed. And then I want you to think about, how does your offer solve their pain points? And think about how it solves their pain points. Is there ease of access? Is it a pricing point? Is it a value add? Is it a seamless transaction? All these things are so important to really hone in on your prospects who are out there Googling, searching for answers to their business. Because I can tell you now, business owners have, your prospects have never been so well informed. And you know what? I was looking at some statistics today. 77% of your prospects are looking at their answers on a phone. And we see that in Navigate as well. There's a very high proportion of your prospects on a phone, not on a computer, not on a laptop, maybe a tablet, but they're looking on the mobile devices. So this is a little bit of a diversion. Is your website mobile responsive? Is the customer journey just as painless for them to take action on the mobile phone? Is it easy for them? So important. So how does your offer solve their problem? So you need to be really clear about this. When you are speaking to your prospects, you need to know intimately how your product solves their pain point. How does it do it? And it really should be connected to why you started your business. Now, if you're selling great looking pens, like I've got two pens here. One's a fountain pen, I'm not sure if you can see. One is a standard big pen, a standard old big pen. One price point, very different price point. What you need to be really clear about is you may be really passionate about the pen, or you may not be. You may be passionate about the opportunity of the income that the sale of this pen brings for you as an individual. It might, the reason you started your business might be the opportunity to do better and bigger things with the community, for your family, for your staff. You really need to connect the pain point you're solving, how you're going to do it, and I want you to tap back into why you started business, because I want that fire in your belly to be reignited. We spoke about this already. How does your customer feel before they buy and after they buy? Is a pain point resolved? Are they happy? Are they enthused? Are they fired up? Are they just satisfied? What are the things that you can jot down, and how can you improve that? Share your customer success stories. Don't be shy. When your customer says to you, oh, wow, that was awesome. Such a great experience. Love that coffee. Fabulous pen. Wonderful car. I feel so great driving out. The services you gave me as an accountant was amazing. Be ready to ask, can you tell me more about that? And would you be happy for me to share our success with you as a customer on our website and our social media? And most people are very happy to do that. One of the things that a lot of business owners fail to do is to really get into the nitty-gritty of who your competitors are and how you compare. What sets you apart from your competitors? And you really need to understand what's their price point, what's their process, their quality, and their ease of sale. And one way that you can do that is to jolly well go and buy their product. Yep, I said it. Go and buy your competitor's product, or get at least to the point before you throw that credit card in there. But there's nothing better than going through the whole process and then seeing what you receive as an email or as a package, how's it put together, because how else are you going to be able to speak about, what if your prospect says to you, oh, well, I can go and buy this widget from Joe Blogs Proprietary Limited. And if you can say with confidence, because you've gone through the process, yes, I understand they're a great business, they blah, 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 this, and this. Their price point is aligned to ours. Their process is here. But I can tell you the quality, we use environmentally safe practices in producing this product. These guys, they don't, whatever, because what you need to know is that important to your customer? And, oh, yes, their logistics is a little bit slower than ours. It's not about poo-hooing your competitors, but it's for speaking with authority, because you know that your offer, your product, maybe your price, doesn't have to be price, the process and the quality and the ease of your customers' access to your products is superior to your competitors. And if it's not through your due diligence, what can you do to improve that so that you can easily solve your customer's problem? So important. So one of the things that's super important here, and for those of you who have attended a number of our webinars and tutorials before, you may have heard me speak about before that one of the exercises out of a number of our tutorials is to make a list of 50 things or areas that you are an expert in. I want you to go and grab a blank piece of paper, grab a pen, and start writing. Now, you might look at me and go, oh man, Joanne, 50 things, really? I don't think I can do that. You've got an hour. And when you are stuck at whatever number, 15, 20, 33, whatever the number is, go and grab a different colored pen and ask, what is one more thing? Because I am sure, regardless of whether you sell coffee, financial services, property, stationery, education, you are going to find 50 things that you're an expert in. List of 50 things. Because one of the things that you need to show your prospects, and this is while they're Googling, they're experiencing your social media activity, is they want to be rest assured that you are an expert in whatever you do, even if it's coffee, for goodness sake, even if you're a cafe, there are so many things you can write about as a cafe operator. You know, you can talk about history of coffee, how many beans it takes to create a latte, the recipes, some of the great favorites of the muffins in your restaurant, some behind the scenes stuff about your staff, your business journey to get to coffee. So many things you can talk about. You know, what it looks like to buy environmentally sustainable coffee beans as against where you used to buy it. Look, there's so many things and I've never owned a coffee shop. So what you need to be is such a great resource of expertise that your prospects, even if they take a month to decide, a day to decide, a year to decide, 2 years to decide to buy from you, the first person you want them to think about is you. Because what you've done, what this image is talking about, is create a list of 50 things you're an expert in. You've got your list. If you expect that you will do one activity a week in regards to a blog, EDM, post, and advertising, or maybe a live, if you've got 50 things, you've now done virtually the years. Go 52 and you've got the whole year, of course. List of 50, grab one, write a blog about it. Then create an EDM, electronic direct mail out via your MailChimp or Salesforce or HubSpot or ActiveCampaign, whatever system you use to email your database, do an EDM. Now that's your existing customers, people that are on your database, might not have bought from you yet, but maybe they have. Continue to share the expertise. Your post would be an abbreviation of the blog and maybe direct them to the blog, but even just an abbreviation of the blog, and it goes on all your social platforms at the right time of day. You could create an advert that may be a video. And maybe, here's the thing, get in front of this baby, this phone, and do a live. Now, Nick and I are doing lives twice a week to 10 social media platforms every week. We've got a goal to do 500 lives this year. And you know, we're on track. We're getting this done. We turn up every week, twice a week, to do lives. And you know, I created a list of things that we are an expert in, and I just grabbed one. But what I've done as well is worked out what month is what subject. So last month was sales. This month is about customer retention, engagement, lead generation. So all the blogs will speak to that each week. So this is something that just is an ongoing piece for you. Now, if you're not sure how to go about that, it feels overwhelming, you need to get into Sales Mastery, or you need to get into Biz Bootcamp, or you need to get into Business Planning Basics, or even if you're a brand new business, Startup to Success, because I will walk you through how to do this really efficiently. And as I said, we're doing 10 a week. Now, that might blow your mind a little bit, but it's using technology. So you need to come and check out some more. So your first piece of homework from this is a list of 50 things. Looking at the time, mindful that I need to keep going. Excuse me. What's really important what's really important is you need to show your prospects, not just tell them. Yes, there are some aspects of your activity on social media. It's about telling people, telling them all about who you are and what you are, but show them. Can you see this is everything that Navigate Business done of late? We've got polls, we've got audio from our podcast, we've got BizFlix announcements of the new episodes, we've got our lives, we've got our reels, and we've got our shorts on YouTube. All this stuff, there's a lot of free stuff that we provide to show them our expertise, to show you our expertise. This is really important. So it's across all these different ways and methods of engaging with your customer on social media. So, and can you see the brand is consistent? This is super important. And I always briefly divert to speak about the importance of being consistent with your brand. Your brand can evolve. Our brand has evolved, but you need to be very consistent in it. So it needs to be a mixture of lives, quizzes, reels, podcasts, polls, video, imagery, and free stuff. Tutorials, Clubhouse, lives, all these things we do to show you our expertise and what we're talking about. We're not just telling you, we're showing you. That's super important. It's all about what you bring. So one of the things about putting your content together, you've got your 50 things, you've got the list of 50 things. Let's break them. Let's make some sense of this. Let's break them into categories or content buckets. And here's some ideas. You can use them. As I said, you'll get a copy of this recording, so you'll be able to see this at length and then really put some thought to it. But some suggestions. One day might be about, well, 1 week might be about education, history, fun, inspiration behind the scenes, what our customers say, trends, industry, and updates. But the one thing you should always make sure you have one category is sales. You're there to sell a product. So make sure you do have a sales post, advert, call to action, those sort of things. Nick came up with this word the other day and I decided to use it. Provide edutainment consistently. So have a bit of fun, share your expertise, upsell your customers into products. And so there's some ideas. Top tips to Throwback Thursday, Fun Friday, Wednesday Wisdom, Sunday Scene, Tuesday Testimonials, Monday Moves, and Saturday Sale. Use them, make up your own. But what you'll find is if you can come up with your 7 categories or at least 5, because you really want to get to doing something each day. And as I said, we can show you how to do that in other programs. Get your 50 and slot them into the categories that make sense. And then you've got a plan. Simply then, you need to put your posts together, your blogs, etc. So your blog, with you recording it by video, can be sliced and diced into all these other activities really seamlessly. And as I said, we'll show you how to do that in Biz Bootcamp and a bunch of the other programs. Because what engagements with is about is building relationships, right? It's about like, know, and trust. So simply put, your customer or your prospect needs to get to know you. Who's the person behind the brand? Now, one of the things we often see that small business owners are often reluctant to do is to get their face on the website. If you go to our website, you will either see Nick or I, our team, or our customers. I would say 100% there is no stock imagery. And it's so important because your website is your brochure today. It's the piece of paper that you used to hand out and leave with people. It's super important that they see you. You actually have to turn up. And so part of building the relationship is being consistent with brand. When your brand is not consistent, it does not build trust. And trust is so important because trust, when you like, and you trust a business, there is a good chance you will buy. And that's the way I think, and I'm sure that's how your customers think. And consistency in turning up. Like I spoke about that Nick and I are doing 500 lives this year. So we are across every platform twice a week, which equates to 10 lives every week, which makes us our 50. So be consistent, make the commitment and invest the time and effort to do that. And a very important point is get in front of the camera, get comfortable with it. Your customers want to see who you are. Your customers want to know that you're real, that you're human. And you know what? It's okay to make a mess of a video. We've done it. Makes us human, right? That's all that, it just makes you human, and it just helps build that like, know, and trust. A little bit more about your video. Your prospect doesn't know you, they need to get to know you. And of course, your business is you. Be in front of your business. It's authentic, it's real. And it's not just photos, it's videos. And as I said, mistakes are okay. We're human after all. And you will find, I know when we started doing the video piece 2.5 years ago, I would say to you, both Nick and I were just a little bit reluctant because, okay, all right. We don't want to muck it up. We don't want to look like a bit of a numpty in front of people. And at the end of the day, we realized that, you know what? That's just who we are. We could be numpties every now and then. And sometimes the swear word slips out, and sometimes the phone falls off something, and you go, oh, it just makes you human, right? And that is just building that like, know, and trust. There's a little bit of humor in there. And, if you can be self-deprecating as well, there's nothing wrong with that. And the really important thing is practice, practice, practice. So if you're not keen to put this thing out live, well, just do it as a video and post it as a video once you're happy with it. Practice, practice, practice. It's like going to the gym, that memory muscle thing. You will get better at it, and you'll get more comfortable with it. And I can guarantee you'll get more engagement with it, with your prospects and your customers. So be comfortable with video, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and just start doing it. Don't delay it. So building trust. How can you build trust other than being yourself, being human on video? Here's a concept. Have you got a range of products? Now, if I use the Navigate Biz model, we have a whole bunch of free things. We do tutorials like this. We do lives. We do Clubhouse. We have a whole bunch of free tools available on our shop. We have a low-priced subscription through BizFlex. We have low-priced product, medium-priced products, high-priced products, and then premium. Think about what can you create that you can share your expertise with your customers for free. Can you turn them into an ebook that they might want to download and give you their information, name, email, and phone number? What can you do to build? Is it a product that is, you consider it a medium range version? Can you create a low version? Can you create a gold version? What can you do? What can you bundle up? We've got bundles, we've got planners with tools, we've got programs with tools and gift boxes. What can you do to enhance your offer to your customer? And free is a great thing, whether it's a free download off your website, get comfortable with doing tutorials, do the lives, all those things just take your time. And particularly if you've created your list of 50 things, you've got a list of 50 things to talk about and to create products around. Webinars, ebooks, checklist bundles is what I'm speaking about. And what can you do to rotate that? This might be based on one product, and then you've got another funnel that speaks to that. So, that's what we've been doing. We've got different tutorials each month that speak to different programs each month. And then some of the medium and high priced products are all common across everything. But think about what can you do to build the pipeline. The pipeline is often like this, right? So you need to can you create a subscription model, low price, medium, high to premium, and then keep that cycle going on all your products and for all your customers. So very quickly, mindful of time, I'm a little bit over, my apologies. Check your customer journey. If you've already got a website, how often are you putting yourself through buying your own product? If it's your own product, you can put a coupon in, put your card in, make sure there are no barriers to the purchase, because you might find like things break on websites, whether it's a landing page, a website, Facebook, wherever you're enabling your customer to buy from you, buy from yourself and make sure that it's seamless and there's no barriers. Ask friends, family, colleagues, business partners, whoever. Go and check the journey. We do this, oh gosh, at least monthly, if not more regularly, because as I said, links break, stuff happens, and you don't realize unless you're doing this yourself. So a reflection and a recap, because I wound that up fairly quickly. What I want you to share, I'm just going to pull up the chat, it would be great to see. How do you feel now that you know the 3 critical steps to lead generation, really intimately knowing your customer? Where will you find them? How to create, there's 4 here, creating engagement is all part of this. practice your skills, and, you know, really understanding who your customer is, what impact you make, and how to build engagement. This is super important, because what I want you to reflect on is, what's your view of sales now? Because sales is really the foundation piece of what we're talking about, right? Attracting customers, working out your pipeline, and understanding what it is that your customers are searching for, why they're searching for it, when they're searching for it. Are you now feeling, oh gosh, I've got some work to be done? Got some work to be done to, you know, really identify clearly who my customer is. Now, one thing I didn't mention, you won't necessarily have one avatar. You might have a number of avatars. You might have, you know, for us, at any given time, we've had about 5 or 6, if not more. And then you work out, well, who am I going to target my messaging to? Create your list of 50. And you know what? The most important thing is just practice. Dive in with both feet. Get in front of this baby. Get in front of it. Practice it. Do what you do. And do what you can to connect with your customers. And if you come across as human, well, that's a really positive thing. Sandra, can you please send me a recording of this in the coming days, please? Absolutely. As I said earlier, everybody, whether you attended, registered, you will receive a recording. It should be tomorrow. Grace is going to produce this as soon as we finish the tutorial. And you'll also get a document that speaks to these key points for you to really think about where your business sits today. And do you need to reach out to Nick or I? You are most welcome to reach out to Nick and I, have a conversation. Where is the business going to go? What are the options you have at Navigate Biz? Sales Mastery, as Nick has popped up on the chat there, Sales Mastery will really get all these pieces put together. So will Biz Bootcamp. It's a much bigger program. So, I trust that you enjoyed this. Would love to open the room for questions. I'm going to stop the share, get myself here so you can see me. And yeah, absolutely. Reach out to us, speak to us. And what questions have you got here? Have you got some burning questions from the tutorial today about identifying who your customer is? What are the pain points you're solving? How do you speak about it? Getting comfortable with getting in front of the video, doing your list of 50 things. I'm going to have a quick drink of water, and I would love, what's some questions you've got here that we can answer? Would love to do that, as I know Nick will too. Q&A, nope, it hasn't changed. So also have a quick drink of water. A reflection. How well do you know your customer? How many of you have actually documented who your customer is? And there could be from one customer, one profile to the next, could be just a slight difference. Would love to hear. How comfortable do you think you'll be with creating a list of 50 things? That would be pretty neat today. Yeah, give us some questions. I'd love to answer them. But as I said, the top of the chat, I popped my phone number and my email address. More than happy to take some questions offline. More than happy to talk to you about what your options are at Navigate Biz, understanding where your business is today and where we can see our programs might help you. So I can still see there's a good number of you here. So maybe you just love the sound of my voice, but I would love, what questions do you have? There must be some burning questions. What did you learn today? What is the key point that you learned today? Please pop it on the chat. Would love to see it. Yes, Sandra. Oh, and thank you for coming once again. Sandra is one of our most amazing regulars to these tutorials. Sandra said, know who my face-to-face customer is, but online is a whole different challenge. So yes, there's some work to be done. Engagement with clients, great. And Craig, tax client versus mortgage. Tell me more about what you mean. We can have multiple avatars. I see your comment at the top. We'll have a whole bunch of webinars coming further. Educate your clients. Yes, Ben, so important. Customers don't need to be sold to every day. They need to know that you're human, that you've got some expertise to share, and really think broadly about what you know about being in business and the things that you do. Craig, tax client versus mortgage, you know, there's so many things you can share about how to prepare for tax, how to prepare to get your mortgage for your home, how can you borrow against your home to buy into a business, to buy equipment, so many things. That's a space that I'm very familiar with. So yeah, awesome. Good to see. I can see there's still a whole bunch of people here, which is wonderful. What else? Who else can share what they learnt today? What I'd next like to ask is, what are the action items you're going to take from here? Because what I don't want you to do is listen to me talking to you, sharing our expertise, and do nothing. You know, that's a waste of your time. It's actually a waste of my time. I would love to see that you're actually going to take some action, whether it's I'm going to do my 50 things, I'm going to create my customer. Stop procrastinating and make a list. Yes, Craig, please do make your list. I would love you to share it on our BizNation Facebook group. It's a private group. It's a safe place. Share what the epiphanies are. You know, just quickly, I remember a client of ours early last year. She did the exercise of 50 things. Took her the hour. Seemed to really drag, and she got her 50 things. But then a month later, she did it again, got another 50 things. She did it in about half an hour because she got the sense of how much detail, because you can get down to the micro, right? You can absolutely create a really robust list of 50 things. And as I said, you can slice and dice that, and then you can create posts every week. Yeah. Speak to each problem, as Nick says, let the customer know you understand them. Absolutely. And if you don't, speak to your customers, ask them, how did you get here? Because I will say, I've been heard, you know, the number of times I've spoken to customers and they say, I came here because of this, and this is why I decided to buy. And I go, ooh, well, that was unexpected and great, because if there's one person who thinks like this, there's going to be more. So let's create some posts that speak to that, some blogs and things like that. So I can see, like, I'm just talking like there's no tomorrow. I can see there's a whole bunch of you still here, which is wonderful. The questions seem to be coming in fairly slowly. So I'm going to give you another minute or so, because I'm very aware that we're nearly 1:45 Queensland time. So for those of you down south, it's later again. So thank you for jumping into this. You will receive a recording, absolutely. Go and check out navigatebiz.com, NAVIGate-biz.com, and have a look at all the programs that are there. But as I said, you've got my phone number in the chat. Give me a call, send me an email. Let's catch up and have a chat about what is the direction that you need to take with Navigate to help your business to do the best that you can. All righty. Would love to know that, you know, do some reviews. Would love to get some reviews. Thank you. Thanks, James. Really appreciate that. Love to get feedback. Always love to see that. If you can put some feedback on our social sites, on our website, we would love to do that. It's all about sharing the experience with our customers. So I'm going to sign off now. It's 1:42. I very much appreciate you sticking in here, because I've what is recommended forum for digital video options to send clients on topics. Armin, are you talking about where you host the video? If you're talking about that, we use Vimeo. You can, oh gosh, use YouTube. You create a YouTube channel. It's jolly well free. Create your own channel, and you can put your videos there. But as Nick says, it depends on who your customer is. Where are they? If you're talking about how to produce the videos, that's a whole different ball game. So thanks, Armin. Hopefully I answered the question. If not, reach out, give me a call, give me an email, reach out to Nick. Either of us are more than happy to talk to you. As I said, I'm going to sign off now. Lovely to have you here. I can see you're all jumping off now. Have an awesome afternoon, and I'll talk to you soon.